What's up, world? Back again with another video. Man, as y'all can see on the title, man, yeah, it really happened. First and foremost, man, I know on my last video it kind of sounded a little mumbly because I think I had the mic too close to the. Yeah, I had the mic too close. Pause. So, um, hopefully this sounds a little bit better. But before I get into this story, let me inform y'all that if you're not subscribed to the channel, you are tripping. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, go back and watch some of my previous videos. Tell me how you feel about it. You already know this. Go. So y'all know I left McElroy for this new opportunity. So the new opportunity was with Groendyke. Groendyke is a tanking company, and they've been doing it for over 75 years. So they've been in the game for a long time. And it's a real good company from, what I read about them and from my experience there for 3 days. So I don't have nothing negative to say about the company. I do have some eyebrow raisers, as you can say, about the company, but all in all, it's a good company. It's very nice people there, so I don't have nothing to say about the people that's at that company. So, as you know, I left McElroy last week. They kind of cut my week a little short, but that's here nor there. And or not last week, the week before last. And then this past week, I started training with Groendyke. So the training was going well. I started on Wednesday. So Wednesday, y'all know how new hiring situations are. A bunch of safety videos, a bunch of paperwork filling out, just a whole bunch of just on the laptop or on your phone, just watching videos and filling out paper. And so that's how my Wednesday went. Thursday, they were like, this is going to be the driving test. I'm like, cool, you know what I mean? The driving test, I don't really know what to expect when it comes to the driving test, but I know how to drive, so I'm really not tripping. So Thursday comes and they get straight to it. I'm talking about they tell us we have to be there at 7 a.m., which was extremely early, but I wasn't really tripping. I was just so excited about this new opportunity. I'll be driving tanks. This is like what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to driving and having my CDL, my initial thought when I signed up to get my CDLs was driving tanks and being a tanker. So, you know, that's what I wanted to do. A lot of these companies, they don't hire you if you don't have any experience. You have to have at least a year of experience. Groendyke, they told me that you need 6 months of experience. Now remember what I just said. Groendyke told me that you need 6 months of experience. So, um, we get to Thursday and they ask for two forms of identification. I have my birth certificate and I have my driver's license. Give it to them. They make their copies, do whatever they need to do. And then I get told that we need your social security card. I'm like, I don't have my social security card. They was like, well, we can't do the driving test if you don't have your social security card. And I'm like, but I have two forms of identification. Like I have my license, I got my birth certificate. Like if you can't tell that I'm who is on my ID and on my birth certificate, I don't know what to really tell you. Like why would you need my social security card? I'm not understanding that. So I'm not saying that to them, but that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, why? So the entire day from 7 a.m. to around 2 p.m., I just finished up the videos and um finished all my paperwork because I couldn't do no driving test. And the driving test took about 45 minutes. Some people it took a little longer, but yeah. So that's how the driving test went. For the other guys, because it was like me and I want to say four other gentlemen that was in that group. So we were all just waiting around. The first person went, we waited around. Second person went, we waited around. So we were like, okay, cool. Um, and like I said, Groendyke said they hire with 6 months of experience. You know what I mean? So um, I don't know if I told y'all about the whole hiring process, but the hiring process was a bit hectic because, like I said, they told me that they hire with 6 months of experience. I have 6 months of experience. Thank you, McElroy, for the opportunity. And that's what the recruiter tell me. So I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? I want to move forward with the company. I called the Houston terminal personally, and I was told they don't hire with no less than a year of experience. So this was during the whole hiring process. So I'm still working at McElroy when they're telling me this. You need a year of experience at the Houston location. That's the location I want to work at. I live in Houston, so I want to work at the Houston terminal. They said no, we don't. Some terminals they hire with less experience, but at this terminal we hire with only with a year of experience. So I'm like, that's not what I was told. So I called the recruiter. They were like, no, it's 6 months of experience. I'm like, okay. And a few days later, I called the terminal and I was told again, you need a year of experience. I'm like, but I'm not being told this, like by the recruiter. So I talked to the recruiter the last time. They was like, they don't know what they're talking about. It's 6 months of experience. Do you want to move forward? I said yes. So at that point, that's when I was able to um, tell McElroy, like, I want to put in my, I want to inform them that, I won't no longer drive for McElroy. I would have did 2 weeks, but then again, I'm kind of glad I didn't because they probably would have let me go way sooner than 2 weeks. So, um, but I wouldn't have had no issue with that. But at the same time, everything works out for a reason. So fast forward, Thursday comes around, and like I said, I wasn't able to take the driving test, and because it got around 2 o'clock when they were like, "All right, well, we can um, use your 2 forms of identification that you have, which was my birth certificate and my ID." I'm like, okay, yeah, I appreciate you, but I feel like that was obvious that you can use that, but they want to stand on having your social security card, which didn't necessarily make sense to me. But at the same time, I'm just excited for the opportunity, and I just want to get forward. I want to move forward with this. I want to take my test. I want to, you know, get my equipment, and I'll get my PPE gear. I want to, what I mean, get prepared to go to Oklahoma on Sunday. So, oh yeah, and heads up, I'm not in Oklahoma. Obviously by the title and all that other stuff. But yeah, I'm not in Oklahoma. It's Monday. I'm not in Oklahoma. So um, Friday comes around. They was like, you know what? First thing Friday, you're gonna take the test. So get here at 7 a.m. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so I get there at 7 a.m. and they have me. do paperwork, and it was just stuff was happening. I don't know what was going on, but they were like, "All right, we're gonna have you take the driver test in a few minutes. Just finish up the videos, and then what I mean, we'll have you take your test." I'm like, "Cool." So I brought some breakfast. I ate my breakfast. I finished up a few videos, and then they were like, "All right, let me eat a little breakfast." That's what the road test guy was telling me, Mr. Joe. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So he ate his breakfast and did what he needed to do, got his coffee. We went out and we started the road test. So the first part of the road test was the L backing, blind side L backing, and just a regular L backing. Now, I've been driving flatbeds. So when it comes to backing, we don't do a lot of backing with flatbeds. You could do a straight back. I did straight back when I was picking up shingles, but as far as having to do a L backing, we don't do L backing. We don't do a lot of backing period because it's flatbeds. You know what I mean? They load us from the side, and that's pretty much it. So I struggle with the L backing. Not saying that I can't do it, but it took me a little while. I say it probably took me about 10, 15 minutes. Not too crazy, nothing too crazy, but that's still a long time. But it wasn't nothing too crazy. I've heard worse. So I eventually did that, and after that, I did the road test, which was just me driving around and changing lanes, turning on your signal, things like that, watching your mirrors. I do all that good. Like no issue with the driving part. I struggle with the backing part, but no issues with the driving part. So after the road test, we go back in and I see everybody. They already got all their PPE gear. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's dope. They give you boots, all this other stuff. They give you like your N95 mask. They give you some other type of mask as well because we're dealing with hazmat materials. So they give you all that stuff. Eye gear, all that. I'm like, cool. I'm just waiting around. I know I just got back, so I wasn't expecting them to have all my stuff already out. So, I'm waiting around, and I get called to the office, and I get called to the back. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, cool. I'm about to get my PPE gear. Like, they're gonna tell me like, um, where what time I need to be at the airport or where I need to pick up the rental car for Oklahoma to get to Oklahoma on Sunday. I'm like, I'm ready for all that. They sit me down, and I was informed that they weren't going to move forward with me. And I'm like, wait, this took a crazy left. Like, what happened? And um, they tell me that you know I don't have enough experience. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I went through this whole you need at least a year of experience prior to me leaving McElroy. That's why, like I said, like I mentioned, that's why it took me so long to inform McElroy. Like, okay, like they're telling me a year, and I'm being told 6 months, and that's I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave McElroy and then y'all tell me RS a year. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And they were telling me it was due to my driving. He was like, "You don't drive bad. You drive a little too cautious." And I'm just like, "You can't be too cautious, especially when you're dealing with hazmat materials. You're dealing with tanks. Like you're driving a bomb in a sense. You know what I mean? Like one mistake, and that could cost a lot of people their life." So I didn't understand that. But I I knew that because after they said that, they talked about the back end. They were just like, yeah, and then the back end and stuff, and Obviously I'm a struggle with the back end a little bit because I'm coming from flatbed, and we don't do a lot of backing. That's just what it is. But we don't do a lot of backing, so like, yeah, of course it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but it's not something where it's life threatening. It's what I mean. It's not like it's anything life threatening. So I didn't understand that. So they were telling me, yeah, you just need like 6 more months of experience. I drive flatbeds, bro. If anything, like I'll go back to flatbed. We don't back up, like, so that kind of like I said, it was a bunch of eyebrow raiser situations. Like that's one of them. From the start, they already told me that they want a year of experience. Then was told it's 6 months. Then when I get to orientation, I take the driving test. I don't. It takes me a while to back up, but I eventually get it. Then they tell me, yeah, you need a year of experience. That I don't know, man. I just didn't sit. That didn't sit right with me. So once they told me all that, I didn't make a scene. I didn't, get mad or anything. My facial expression was the same. I got up, I smiled, I shook their hands. They were like, "Man, come back. We'll welcome you back." I told them okay, and I left. So, um, yeah, I just left, and that was that. I immediately called the recruiter to tell him everything. Basically, everything that I just told y'all, I told him everything, and how I didn't agree with the situation, and I didn't want to just take no for an answer. I wanted to see if there was any other solution to this situation, rather it's me, you know, doing a few more weeks of training, whatever the case may be. What do I need to do? So, um, when I spoke to the recruiter, she said I'm gonna call the head of trainers and see what we can do. So I'm still waiting on that call before I make a decision on if what I need to do as far as um like work. Because right now I don't have a job. I'm out here like Tommy. So um I need to figure out what I need to do. I don't really know what to do at this point. I'm kind of in a situation where I'm trying to be patient, but at the same time, like I don't want to be sitting around too long. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I spoke with a gentleman today, and like I said, when I had the meeting, they were talking about my driving, which I didn't like. When it comes to driving, I know what I need to do in order to operate a truck and trailer safely on the road. Period. You know what I mean? But he brought up my driving and stuff like that. But when I talked with a gentleman today, he said you need to be precise on backing. He was like, that's the only thing that I did wrong was the backing, which I'm like, bro, nobody's perfect. I talked to drivers that work there. It's drivers that work there that said that it took people 30 minutes to do the L backing. So like, what was what was so bad about what I did? That You know what I mean? Like, what did I do so wrong that you were just like, you know what? It didn't take you 30 minutes, but that was terrible. Like, where you felt like that. So, um, yeah, that it was a bit frustrating, but at the same time, um, like I said, I just didn't want to cause a scene. Even when I was on the phone with the gentleman today, like, um, I was told two different things, like from what he told me on the phone and what I was told in the office were two totally different things, but at the same time, I gotta respect their decision because that's their decision. Um, I'm hoping I can get another chance, and if anything, go to another terminal, but still be a part of the company and get this experience when it comes to tanking because that's what I really want to do. So that's kind of where I'm at really right now. I'm gonna just wait on the recruiter to give me a call and see what they say and move forward from there. But yeah, man. So uh, these past couple of days have still been good though, man. I enjoyed myself. I haven't been like moping around or anything because it hasn't been that long since I've been working. It's only been like a solid week and a half. So it's not like um I'm in a messed up situation. Even though I was looking for a new place to stay because I want to move closer to the terminal. So that's kind of on hold for right now because I don't know where I'll be. So I can't move forward with, what I mean, these applications or anything like that. Luckily, I didn't come out of pocket for any application fees or anything like that. But um, yeah, so that the search is on hold, but it's all good. I'm not really tripping on that. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm kind of at with it right now when it comes to Groendyke. But like I said, I have no issues with the company. I think it's a good company and the people were nice. It was just that situation was a bit weird to me, and I kind of wanted to bring y'all in on that and kind of get y'all opinion. I know y'all gonna comment on this video and let me know how y'all really feel about it. So you know, I'm looking forward to hearing how y'all feel about it and have a little discussion on that. And y'all kind of give me tips. I know it's a lot of people that watch my videos that are 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in, and y'all can kind of tell me what I need to do moving forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing the comments. Make sure y'all comment below. Let me know, and what I mean, we'll go from there. But I'm gonna sign off like that. As always, I need y'all to stay safe, keep trucking, and utilize your gifts.